content creator. It's my favorite thing. Properties, use the right microphone. Okay, folks, I am
It's my favorite thing.
going to
Properties, use the right microphone.
give everybody a minute to show up.
Okay, folks,
I
am
it's
my
like
favorite thing.
Going to
Properties, use the right microphone.
give everybody a minute to show
Okay,
up. Y'all don't need my system audio. Y'all do not need my system audio. How do I add tags to my stream? Is that a thing? Oh, tags. There we go. I am in English. Image. Editing. Photoshop. Programming, game development, web development, pyrography. Oh, that's a lot less unsettling than I expected it to be. Pyrography meaning literally wood burning. Well, we're not doing music production. I guess web development, kind of. Sure, web development. That sort of fits. What else? Chill. Challenge run. No. Relax. Reading aloud. Hey, that's the perfect tag. Oh, hey. They've added a lot more letters to that acronym than I expected them to. Good of them to be so inclusive, though. Animation is not what we're doing. I guess we're kind of working on animations tonight. Anime, anniversary, any percent, area control, auditory ASMR. Oh no. Balance training, baking, base building, beginning players, BTS. Behind the scenes, for sure. BlizzCon, brewing, brick building, business, campaign planning. Ooh, I could do campaign planning for my work group. I think. Closed captions. Do I have any? Oh man, I would love. Oh, I could program something and throw some closed captions on my stream. It's entirely possible. Heck, I can even make my work pay for it if I can swing that the right way. Coaching, coloring, comics, competitive composing, convention cooking, cooperative, deck construction, design, digital art, drafting, drawing, DreamHack, drones, duos, editing, educational, endurance training. Ooh, endurance training, huh? We'll have to do some Wii Fit streams. Engineering, kind of. We're gonna say engineering just because this is kind of engineering. I'm working on something. It's fine. If somebody calls me out on it, I'll remove it. Fortune telling, game jam, glasswork, glitched, glitchless. I mean, we would hope for glitchless. Keycaps. Is this what I think it is? The production of decorative caps for keys on a keyboard. Okay, no, but that's interesting. Is Ludum Dare what I think it is? Oh, that is an event. Magic tricks, match commentary, meme runs, metalwork. People do metalworking on here? Oh, that's so cool. Modes, training, multiplayer, music production, music performance, new game plus. Shoot, what else do we want? Playing with viewers, kind of. Practice, pyrography, quilting, racing, randomizer, reading loud, retro, robotics, rockets, rolls, RP, routing, scale modeling, sculpture, sewing, singing, social eating, software. This is definitely software development. Oh well, let's remove web development. This is actually more accurately described as software development. That we're out of tattoos. No, we're out of tags. But I'm gonna see what else there is in here because I want to know. Tutorial, traditional art, Twitch, a language I don't speak. Unboxing, unmodded, visual ASMR, voice acting. Ooh, voice acting. I could probably throw that tag on paper cuts. woodworking, worker placement, or record attempts, writing. Okay. I'm gonna go through these tags at some point later in my life. Cool. Yeah, we're just gonna. Okay, done. Oh, I didn't know. I really wish there was a way to. Can Nightbot do tags yet? Are tags available? Are tags accessible through the API? Hang on. Twitch API tags. Okay, you can get to the Twitch tags via your Twitch IRC. Do I really want to write a Twitch bot with that terrible Twitch API that doesn't work? Yeah, is there a way to update tags? I mean, if you can get to the IRC. Oh man, this would be really handy. But what is there are not usable editable tags badges, assuming you mean chat badges. Community tags. Can you update your community tags? With the update, stream game and status can be updated with the update channel endpoint, and the communities can be updated with the set channel communities endpoint. Is that a like REST endpoint? Oh man, is this a REST endpoint? Can I? Oh no, this is a REST endpoint. I'd have to like call CURL from the command line or something. I mean, I guess I go, oh, I'm a dummy. I'm a dummy. I don't have to do that. I can send get requests to URLs with via. I'm an idiot. I can do this. It's possible. Would it have to be like a client side program that I write myself and then I hit buttons on? Yes, but I could get it to work because I've gotten it to happen with some smaller things. So I'm going to bookmark set channel communities. Actually, I'm going to write this down. Because all I really use Nightbot for is the automated moderation, which I'm going to let happen anyway, and the, what's the word I'm looking for? Okay. Oh, can I have... could I do that? Could I have my Discord bot such if you're the moderator of the Discord server, you hand it a Twitch endpoint? Oh my goodness. Oh, oh, no kidding. URL requests to the Twitch API endpoint. Change game title and tags. Secure behind moderator role. Okay. Sorry, I had to toss that in my to-dos. Actually, I have blithered for a little bit, but I am going to put up the I forget that my be right back used my mic. I'm going to be right back super duper quickly, and then we'll get started. We're going to be editing the dice images today, so it's going to be a little uninteresting, but trust me, they'll be really nice once we get them into the program. So anyway, I'm going to be right back. Okay, let's begin, shall we? A half hour late. Anyway, now that I know, I can do things with the Twitch API, I'm a dingus is what I am, because I didn't realize you could send URL requests. Like, I was like, oh man, it's just a REST API, I can't really... Oh, hey! Hello! I always stumble over your username, my dude, because it's not something I can say on stream. But anyway, we're just editing some images tonight to work on the dice. So we're going to open. We're gonna open. Where are my dice images? Pictures, dice photos, Perfect. So we're gonna start with the D4, and this is gonna be real simple because I had a I had a I had a 3D modeled set of dice, right? So I'm just gonna edit down these images. No, I don't want to handle transform, thanks. Don't do the transform. I want the magic wand. How badly does this select? Does this actually select what I want it to? Roughly. I mean, I think that's unselects all. Yeah, we're gonna need the lasso selector, but first we're gonna need to zoom in a little ways. And essentially, we are just gonna zoop zoop doop boop boop. We're just gonna mostly handle this geometrically, so I'm not spending 90% of the stream just clicking and dragging. Although these are Dungeons and Dragons dice, so maybe you could get dragging and it wouldn't be that bad. But the idea is we just lop these dice out of their image cages, like so. Oh, can I commit this selection? Thank you. So we're gonna cut that out. We're gonna zoom back out. We're gonna delete this layer. Wait, before we delete this layer. We're gonna paste. Then we're gonna make layer. 2 new layer. Then we're gonna delete this layer. And we're gonna have the dice isolated. And this is essentially what we're doing this evening, is making these dice images that will show up when we roll the dice in the program. Can I scale this layer more effectively than just doing the thing? Oh, Matt's playing Warframe, so we have somebody to go raid after this. Okay, layer, scale layer with oh shoot, which is the good interpolation. Let's try low halo interpolation, and we'll make it how big is this overall? How big is my canvas? Hang on, can we just scale this to canvas? Is that allowed? Layer to image size. Oop, that's not what I wanted. But we know that the what is my canvas size right now? Oh yeah, it's that. It's 1282 by 1000. So we'll probably just make the horizontal value. My eyes are getting teary. It's 2:06 a.m. Oh my goodness, dude, go get some sleep. Don't stay up for me. I'm glad you're trying, but dude, 2 a.m., go to sleep. have a good evening, morning? One of those two? Oh, thank you for the host, Aspen. That's good of you. We're just editing images, so I hope your viewers are okay with that. Okay, layer, scale layer to, we're gonna lock this, and we're gonna say 1000 pixels, and that's within our boundaries here. Instead of the cubic scaling, let's use low halo scaling and see what it looks like. Is that acceptable? Does that look alright to you all? I think that looks fine to me. It actually, like, the way the scaling has time difference is so big, like 8 or 9 hours. Oof. I am the viewer, dear. Nobody watches my streams. Relatable. Like 8 or 9 hour time difference? Yeah, if it's 2 a.m. where you are, it's 9 hours time difference. Hang on, we're gonna commit this select and then we're gonna not select it. Yeah, I kind of like the way the low halo filter looks. It kind of gives it that smudged, somewhat hand-drawn looking effect, which is good, because if it were cubic scaling, it'd look really blocky and gross. I mean, ideally, I'd borrow, what's their names, machine learning scaling. Yeah, I'm in the middle of America, so yeah, the numbers look very close to the center. I can't really do much about that. That was the way the 3D model was designed. Unfortunately. Actually, before we do scale this, stop doing the thing. Stop selecting. Thank you. Which scaling did we use? If I say undo, it unscales it. Okay. And then if we scale the layer, we chose low halo, so let's see what the other one looks like, just in case. What if we say no halo and we say scale? What's that look like? That looks about as good, honestly. You're at the middle of Europe? Fair. Yeah, I'm gonna go with low halo scaling. I don't know. Ideally, I would take these small images and put them in. There's like there's a service online that scales scales images for you, and it works really well on like hand drawn stuff. So I might actually, I'm gonna do that. Actually, I'm gonna save this the cutout at its native size. 1d4 option 1 small cut. We're gonna save these as PNGs. Shoot. Yeah, it's fine. I can resize them if they're too big. We're gonna export these as PNGs even though they were initially JPEGs. It's fine. And then Y is redo? Thank you. Okay, and then we're gonna export this again as option 1 low halo scale. Okay, and then we delort the layer and we import the next layer. We should probably actually just import all of the images as layers and then just mute all the layers. I'm gonna do that. Can I do that? Is that allowed? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. So I want to import all of the dice options as layers, and GIMP is going to take a billion years to do so, so we'll let it think about its life for a little while. You low-key want to be a librarian? Oh, you do work at the local library, though. That's neat. Good on you, my dude. Humans do indeed need sleep to function. It's true. You know, ideally, I would have had GIMP focusing on importing all these layers. Excuse me, sir. Are you still importing the layers? It's still importing the layers. It's hung somewhere. Ideally, I would have had these. You can stay. I mean, in theory, you can stay up 2 to 3 days before your brain physically forces you to go to sleep, but it's not good for you. It is an option you can take, but it is not the good option. It's, in fact, the bad option to do. Have I frozen GIMP by trying to import too many things at once? I think I have. Hang on, we're gonna hit cancel. Hello? Oops. I think I broke the image editor, everybody. Yay! I broke it! We're just gonna move that window down there and it's gonna trouble me no longer. This isn't an option for 1. None of these are an option for 1. These are. There we go. So we're gonna just let GIMP live its life. Oh, that's relatable. Oh, he said, and then became acutely aware of how he was sitting in his chair. Also, pro tip, don't do what I'm doing. Oh, the more you relieve the nitrogen pressure in your joints, the more you'll need to relieve the nitrogen pressure in your joints. And it just gets, it's a self-sustaining cycle. Yes, it's not technically bad for you to relieve the nitrogen pressure out of your joints by cracking them, but also you shouldn't, just so you don't, like, have to crack things all the time. But anyway, let's resume editing. Get up close and personal there. Also, you may see when I'm using my cursor. You may or may not see it. Actually, I don't know if it shows up in the capture. But whenever I hit the left control key, whenever I hit the control keys on my keyboard, it makes like a big whoop. It like sucks a circle in on the cursor, so I know where it is. It was an accessibility feature that I found like a billion years ago, and I went, huh, I didn't know this was an accessibility thing. I'm using this. This is nice. So now I can just like know where the heck my cursor has gone, rather than having to dig into like pointer size scripting to do the thing that Macs do, where you like jiggle the mouse and the mouse like flips out and gets super big. Gosh dang it, I'm gonna have to move. Can I? Oh, cool, I can remove my last segments. Dude. There we go. This one, and then. Hang on, is that part of the dice or is it a shadow? Oh no! Backspace, there we go. We're gonna do this, and then this, and then this, and then this, and then one of these, and then one of these, one of these, one of these. And we're going to remember we may have to crop some things off at the bottom 2 corners there. Above the, like down here? I mean, like, yes. Oh, you got the best crack out of your neck. Oh. See, I need to get better care of my wrists. You know what, actually, I don't like that we're going to have to crop this later, so I'm just going to commit this and then unselect it, and we're going to try again. I don't need to lean into the screen. It's not required. Okay. Straight line. There. And there. And there. And there. And here. And here. And here. And here. And up there. Right there. And there. And there. In theory, I could write something that does edge detection for me, but that's hard, and I don't want to try and write that quite yet. I want to learn how machine learning works before I try and write something that does edge detection. I don't need to lean into the screen, he said as he leaned into the screen. Listen, just because you're right doesn't mean you get to put me on blast. And then we're going to make this a layer. And then we're going to delete this layer. Now we have the dice pasted. Like I zoomed in on the dice so I wouldn't have to lean into the screen, and here I sit leaning into the screen. So now we're gonna export as 1d4 1 option 2 small cut. And then we're gonna export as... Oh, we gotta low halo scale it first, so... Layer scale layer to 1000 height with low halo scaling. Huh. I'm gonna have to move this layer, aren't I? You. Move. Doot. There we go. And then we export as option 2 low halo scale. You just cracked your neck for the first time ever. It's so good. Oh. You're right, I'm probably making my eyes worse. Although, the jury's kind of out on that because it wasn't it CRTs that make, like, there's a specific radiation that's given off by certain designs of CRT that were ruining your eyes, and not, like, actual physical eye strain from looking at a screen? Is that what's up? Speaking of actual physical eye strain from looking at a screen, I'm going to turn off my camera for like 5 seconds because I want to put on my yellow glasses because I stare at a screen all day and my eyes want to kill me sometimes for it. So I'm putting on the yellow glasses. Oh, we're also knocking over every possible thing apparently. Come here, yellow glasses. I have need of your assistance to my visions. My dude, I don't remember science, but eye strain is indeed bad. Yeah, you right. Okay. Yellow glasses applied. Camera can come back on now. Hi, Leah. That's a little dark. Please refrain. I won't delete the message, but it's a bit much. Kids, could you lighten up? Where's the thing I need? Am I blind? No, I'm just a dingus. There. To there. I need to not hunch over, too. Sorry, I'm gonna like clam up while I do this a bit, because it's kind of a focused task. And this is what I was worried about. Oh, no, that was not a good one. Try again. There we go. Good. Go to bed, you librarian fool. Back away from the monitor. I'm like arm's length from the monitor right now. We're gonna paste, and then we're gonna make layer, and then we're gonna delort this layer, and we're gonna zoom the heck out. Oh, layer, yes. Wait, no. Export first. 1d4 option 1d4 1 option 3. And then we're gonna scale the layer to be 1000 pixels with low halo. Low halo, low halo, halo. That's how that song goes, right? I'm hip with the kids. I know what's the up. I bring the wrath of the girlfriend. Oh no, I have summoned the wrath. Okay, we export this one as low halo scale. Wait, why do I have... hang on. I don't have anything in my ears. Where is my tape deck? This is why we clean up our rooms, children, because I went, where is my tape deck, even though I know exactly where it is. Is there still a tape in the tape deck? There is still a tape in the tape deck. You know what that means? That means it's time for jams. Ooh, good song. Little Wow and Flutter on this tape already, which is... I mean, I just heard something about monitors. Threw away my knife and ask you for a drink. Slip right into the sink. Sorry, I'll try not to sing, just because this is not a band that's easy to get a hold of. Wow, this tape is deteriorating quickly. Or maybe that was actually probably Wow and Flutter introduced during the recording process, because the way I recorded this tape is not exactly what the kids call good. Because the right channel of the headphones occasionally cuts out at random, because the phone I was outputting the music from, we're going to see what that looks like before we... Oh yeah, that's fine. That looks fine. That's good. As I know, staring at a screen won't damage your eyes. However, you might feel uncomfortable after a long time in front of a backlight. That's why LCD's made of non. I mean, that's fair. I do also spend literally my entire day in front of a computer. Like, the only reprieve I get when I'm not... The only reprieves I get are when I'm not streaming. And then maybe not even that, because I have just so many pals I speak to over the internet. But yeah, you are, yeah, but you do have a point. The blue light that comes out of LCDs can lead to eye strain, hence why I have these yellow boys, which I really should bring to work, honestly, because they would do me a lot better. They would do me a lot more help there. Okay, we're gonna cut this, and then we're gonna paste it. We're gonna make that pasted image a layer. I'm gonna remove that. I'm gonna zoom out. And we're gonna export as this is a 2, option 1. We're also gonna have to change the way the dice roll a little bit. Small cut. We're going to change the way the dice roll a little bit on the back end after we get all these images, sorted. But can I center this layer to the image? I don't know. We're going to scale the layer. It's not a big deal. 1000 scale. We'll just move them manually. It's not that big a deal. I really wish we had like a standardized shape I could just lop these out with, which would be beautiful, but it's still too easy. Anyway, yeah, that's good. Let's export that. Export. Oh, no, don't make a new template. Just export this, please. Option 1, low halo. You know, I really should be a little more conservative by the way I export images. I mean, I pretty much spend every day before the screen too, even in the library. That's fair. I mean, that does make sense. All of the library cataloging is, 99% digital. That's actually really interesting software. Like, I was looking at the back end on some of those, and it's really neat. It's interesting stuff. It's by no means like groundbreaking code or anything, but it's very interesting how well it's essentially designed to scale as well as possible because libraries have huge volumes of media. That's the design of a library. So it's interesting, and especially when you start having to account for like UI translation and stuff and like internationalization, they're really big programs. It's neat. I'm sure there's not a lot of active development done on them, but it's neat. Computer programming is cool. We can delete these two layers. Should have just merged down and deleted it, and then we can try to open more layers. Maybe. I don't know. I may have to actually restart my. Oh. Oh. Okay, we may have to restart GIMP. Discard changes. Sorry about this, but this is what happens when we accidentally the whole thing. We restart GIMP. So, oh. Oh, nobody left you food. Rip. Toast. Well, you know what they say. All toasters toast toast. Okay, we got to 1d4 option 1. So we need... Let's just do the rest of the d4 options, and then we'll get to the rest of them. Hey, toast is good. Toast is a good solid food. Hey, where are all my menu items? Oh, what an interesting visual bug. Open as layers. Not 1d100, thanks. I need... What? Hello? Oh, recently used. That's why. Pictures, dice, photos. We need 1d4 option 2 through 1d4 4 option 3. Open. Open those as layers, please. There we go. Look at those layers. Look at those layers popping in. Nice. Toast with... Oh, garlic toast. Garlic toast is high tier. I have toast every day, though, and a human generally can't subsist on just toast. Well, actually, if we're talking, mineralogy, from a mineralogy standpoint, it is entirely feasible, provided your toast is built upon an enriched substance model. You could actually subsist entirely on toast and butter. Sure, you would, it may not play nice with your brain, just because you're like, wow, I'm having the same food all the time, but functionally, because of the way vitamins work, you would not run into deficiencies for a long time if you had nothing but toast and butter. Especially if you're in like a modern setting and having it whether it's whole grain or an enriched type of bread. Really, the first vitamin deficiency in your case in particular, Aspen, you would run into a vitamin D deficiency off the top of my head, which is a problem, Actually, iron enrichment as well would need to take place, come to think. But it's roughly possible. You would only run into a few vitamin deficiencies and not too long. Stop trying to kill you. I'm not trying to kill you. I'm just bad at biology. I'm a computer scientist. You guys even have, like, normal bread? I mean, like, we do, like, have sliced bread, but, like, actual, like, full loaves of bread that we slice ourselves and or, like, make normal bread. Doesn't come up a lot unless you're like the type of person to go out of your way and make actual like full loaves of bread, which is good, and it's not nearly as hard as you would think. You know, at least as hard as the average American thinks it is. Anyway, aren't you supposed to have been asleep like several times by now, dude? It's like 2 a.m. and some change for you, isn't it? Peak is never past. Something always fires a light that gets in your eyes. One moment's high and your reloads are fine. Like a streak of lightning, flashes and fades in the summer sky. I will say this image editor is about 100% more elegant and graceful than the flash-based, how do I put this nicely, monstrosity that I was using to edit thumbnails before I got off my butt and actually went and got a real normal human image editor. Okay, and then commit. We have the loaf of breads and the sliced bread. Also toast bread, it's not the fan of that. Like the opposite here, toast bread is more expensive. Yeah, you really do need to go to sleep. Young man, go to bed. Chat Dad says bedtime too. Oh. Oh, I'm too old for this. Well, okay. Have good sleep, my dude. And give give people good knowledge, my dude, since you work at the library. I'll see you later. I'm glad you dropped by, but you need your sleep. Night. Okay. Peak is never past. Something always fires a light that gets in your eyes. One moment's high and your heroes are fine. Okay, let's... Okay, that was weird. It didn't paste earlier. We are going to... Oh, hello? Oh, I didn't make this a layer. That's why I'm a dummy. Today, actually learn how to use the program, you goober. Make some toast. Have good toast, and then have good sleep. You need it. Indeed, we do care about your well-being. I care about all my viewers' well-being. All y'all need to be good and safe and healthy. There's a reason I take intermission during the reading stream, and it's so you guys don't like just sit there for too long. I care deeply about my what's the word I'm looking for? I care about my viewers because they're the important. Every person is in a position to be important to someone in the world, and so therefore we should treat everyone nicely as we can. Because, you know, oh dunk, I did that wrong. Because, you know, sure, they may not be, you know, incredibly vastly effective to your life, but, you know, by being nice to them and helping them, you know, live their life in a healthy way, you can cause, you know, a butterfly effect. You know, your being nice to this person could enable them to be nice to someone else, and so on and so forth, until it jokes on you I don't get up during intermission. That's the whole point! You're supposed to get up and, like, wander around, make your legs move or something. Get some water. Regardless, I do care about everyone's health, because I want to spread as much, positivity that exists that I can in the world, Life is not a zero-sum game, so you might as well make it positive. Oh, come on, left headphone, please. Thank you. That's not my headphones conking out, I swear. It's just the recording that the process in which I did record this tape. Which is a shame, because, I need to go re-record this at some point. People like me. Yeah, man, spread love. My legs are moving 90% of the time, my dude. That is entirely fair. You listen while you're doing work. I mean, Paper Cuts does, work well for that. Speaking of, I need to sort out whether I can pay for podcast hosting fees after all my student loans. We'll see. If the numbers work out, I'm honestly genuinely considering hosting Paper Cuts as a real, podcast that exists in the world that you can go listen to somewhere other than YouTube. But if the funds don't work out, it's not going to happen until I have money for it. And I don't mind just hosting it on YouTube. It's, it's comfy there, so to speak. Okay, low halo scale. Why I'm making 3 options of these photos, I don't know. My drive space always seems to be at a premium. Oh, you have come to a realization, it seems. I will wait for you to be able to type out what you're trying to say. Did the light bulb come in yet? Yeah, it's essentially it's kind of a podcast on YouTube. I just upload a still image with the audio under it, which is pretty standard practice for podcasts. You like to listen to native speakers? Yeah, English is my first language. Although, if you listen to me talk, it wouldn't sound like it half the time. Oh, yeah. But if you want, sound in your ears, I read public domain books on Friday nights, and if you go look at Glacier Nestor on YouTube, it has what I call paper cuts, and it's me reading public domain books. So, sometimes the English is a little archaic, but it's still, native speaker reading. The light bulb has not come in yet because I'm a dingus and haven't checked if the light bulb will fit in my fan. I was actually going to do that tomorrow night. But if the light bulb will fit, I will buy the light bulb spiel things. It helps me to learn and improve my skills. You kind of do learn. You can learn a surprising amount of a language, via osmosis, as long as you have a, rough handle on, the grammar and, other assorted rules. Hearing, yeah, exactly. It's a proven system for learning languages. As long as you are, actively trying to pick up, grammar and syntax and everything, it's a great way to improve your vocabulary. It's probably still half the reason I know any Spanish. Indeed it does. I really need to redub this tape. It's in a rough shape. And, the tape itself is in good quality. It's a good quality tape. It was new old stock when I dubbed it, but, the way I dubbed it was such a bodge. You never learned a single thing in school about the English language. You got a good grasp on it, my dude. I mean, you certainly have a lot better grasp on English than I have on any foreign language. You learned German and French. Okay. Nice. I know I can take Spanish as an input, but I can't say anything or write anything. And that was the case when I was actively taking Spanish as well. So, there's clearly some yeah, you've got a very good grasp of English. Good job, man. But anyway, did we already output this? Have I stopped paying attention to what I'm doing? Or am I just... I'm easily distractible, if you haven't caught. We are on option 2. So option 2 has been scaled and cut out. So we need to move on. There's not much to say. When's will to place so far away? Yeah. No sound is waste. Left hand beats your waist. Just the waste could been on the tongue because you love the taste. Yeah. The light is on. Nothing else beats hard as fall. Time is nice and warm. Time is hard to war. Coming. He's very handily dodging going to bed while by continuing to talk about interesting things in the chat. Points for trying, but you do. Okay, you eat your toast, and then you go to bed, young man. Sleep is important. I agree, it is almost. If I'm reading the passage of time correctly, it is almost 3 in the morning there, so once you finish your toast, dude, please sleep. Sleep is important. I'm the last person to reasonably be able to advocate for good sleep, since I sleep in 2 4-hour phases, but like, sleep's important. 2:44. Okay, I did look at the passage of time correctly. It's too cold for you here and now, so let me hold both your hands in those of mine. It's too cold for you here and now, so let me hold. Yes, I know the models are only a few millimeters in size. If I were to actually print them, I would scale them appropriately. But this is just yeah, the dice natively are scaled to only a few millimeters, so you would have to scale the 3D model up. You'd blow it up. It would be it'd be a relatively simple scalar scalar operation, because it's the word I'm looking for. It's very few polys to make these. Well, actually, those nice curves on the numbers might increase the poly count a great deal, and especially the curved sides. But anyway, I digress. It's a relatively simple operation to scale polygons and 3D models like this fairly losslessly, just because if they're defined as relationships between two-dimensional if they're defined as two-dimensional relationships between two-dimensional polygons, you just increase the inner area of those polygons and it retains that shape, hopefully, if it's well designed as a 3D model. And it's even less costly to scale it if it's already sliced for a 3D printer, because then you literally just increase the surface area of each slice and it scales up correctly. It's very computationally simple. The actual code that does so, less human readable, less simple, because it's based upon a great deal of math. But I assure you, it would be well. What's the word I already said computationally simple. It wouldn't be too bad for the computer to think about, provided the human writing it has already made sure to do the thinking, like line up the computer's thinking properly, essentially. But yeah, if I ever take these, yeah, you really should get going, dude. It's like 10 minutes until, okay, you're done with your toast, go to bed, Have good sleep. Learn people neat things at the library tomorrow. Thank you for dropping by, but please sleep. Good night. The chat mom and dad say goodbye, for you need to go do the sleep. Anyway, I was talking about computers and 3D print. Oh yeah, if I were to 3D print these dice, I would absolutely have the models scaled properly to actual real dice. Which, actually, what would be normal dice scale? Because like I've been working on making some wood dice myself, and they're a little larger than average dice scale at an inch, or at least they started as inch large cubes. Or were they no, they started as inch cubes because the D8s were absurdly large and the D4s are a little big. So like anyway, see what I really should do is just ask someone who actually has a real D&D dice to take some simple measurements for me. Although nobody I know who has dice has calipers on hand, unless you have a pair lying around, Aspen. Mutilated and abused. Neighbors are on starvation diet. This is gonna happen a lot during the stream. I'm gonna be just talking, and then I'll get distracted by this music in my ears, which I really wish I could show you guys, but copyright. Fall in a strong wind, just deadly. Fall in a strong wind. It is a mile boy. Is this another man? Fits and stutters. See, last time I had music in my ears while we were coding. You guys could keep roughly up with what I was listening to by dropping into the playlist that I posted in the Discord a while ago. But now we've started in the middle of the Discord. We started in the middle, half inch per side, maybe. Okay, yeah, that would be lovely. Like all I need is a measurement on like the size of like a D6, because if I know the size of D6, I can extrapolate from there, you know. Because like the idea with the wood dice is you start with a cube that's a standard like good dice size, and then you pair, you know, shapes out of it to get the right look, to get the right number of sides. And obviously, you know, a D4 is a 3-sided pyramid, so it's like triangle, 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 right? And they all meet, and then there's a triangle at the bottom. D8s are also relatively simple, and actually the way I could produce D4s and the way I have produced D4s also allows for production of D8s, because I'll make 4-sided pyramids, yes, and then you stick them down square to square, like, because the bottom's a square, right? So you stick them bottom to bottom onto each other, and then that gives you the D8 shape, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 8. And I'm not sure on the 20-sided dice yet. I'm pretty sure I worked out the spatial geometry, but I can't try until I have some spare time. And I kind of want to, you know, since it's a woodworking project, I want to rope my dad in on it, because that's a thing I do with my dad, and it's how we spend time. It's one of the ways we spend time together, and it's great. I didn't hear your response because family member asked questions. What response? Yeah, please, if you could, don't like go out of your way too far to do it, but please do. That would be useful. Yes, measure the dice for me, please, darling. Okay, we need to stop digressing so hard and export this. This is the third D4 option. Ah, yes, this is the third option. Good. Okay, so this is the option 2 small cut. If you're curious what song's playing right now, the Smallville theme just started a moment ago. It's unspoken inside. If only wonder, I would give you anything you want, but no. You're all I wanted. All my dreams have fallen down. Crawling around, somebody save me. Woman's break right through it. I figured you have so many dice. And, you know, a ruler is not the most precise way to measure your dice, but I would assume you don't have a set of calipers on hand. I don't personally have a set of calipers. Well, actually, we might have a set of calipers around here somewhere. We got everything and anything if you look hard enough, I swear. But, you know. Calipers are what I would consider a slightly specialized tool. I don't know. But either way, if you can get me, like, measurements of, like, a side length on a D6, I can work with that. Low halo scale. Export. Now we move on to the 3s. I would give you anything you want, but no. You were all I wanted. All my dreams have fallen down. Crawling around, somebody save me. True hands break right through it. Relatedly to the music that I'm absent-mindedly singing right now, Smallville holds up real well, surprisingly well, honestly. I was not expecting it to be any good. I expected it to be very much a product of its time and very nostalgic for me to watch and nothing more, but it's actually held up surprisingly well. I need to backspace all of those. You and you. Okay, yeah, then I can work from there. Somebody save me. Let your warm hands break right through it. Save me. I don't care how you do it, just save me. I made this whole world shine for you. Like, probably too many dice for a normal human person. Oh, you don't have to send me some dice, but that's an option you could do. Laura, oh, that's a lot of dice, dude. I hope, whoa. But anyway, I was talking about Smallville, and I gotta say, like, obviously it has this, like, what I would consider the like expected problems from a CW superhero show, but we didn't know that those were, you know, going to be a standard thing at this point. But it's not even a problem, honestly. Like, it's a little over dramatic, but duh, it's on the CW. They love their interpersonal drama. And besides, it's, you know, it's good, and like it led to, in my opinion, one of the best portrayals of hang on. Oh yeah, that's where we are. Fables that call me the seeker. I've been searching low and high. I won't get what I'm after till the day I die. Ask Bobby Dylan. I asked the Beatles. I asked Timothy Leary, but he couldn't help me either. They call me the seeker. I've been searching low and high. You already have 2 large dice bags full of dice plus 2 little dice boxes. That reminds me, your dice box is made of cherry. provided my methods work, I have to keep that in mind. But shh, that's a secret. Don't tell Aspen. 'Cause I never smile as I ransack their homes. They wanna shake my hand. You're saying I nowhere. Investigative miles. I'm a seeker. I'm a really desperate man. You want to get a gold D20? Yeah, they're gonna be expensive. They're made of gold. At least I'd assume that's what you mean by gill. There's a lot of, like, potentially really expensive materials you could make dice out of. I don't know, it'd be interesting. I just... Like, if I work out how to make dice out of wood, in theory, I could make dice out of any material I could, you know, still work with. Obviously, like, metal would be difficult for me. Just because, like, the tools I have on hand, they're designed for working with wood, and anything, you know, on that same level of interactability as wood, I could work with pretty simply. But working with metal is a whole different ball game. You know, you got to be a lot more careful with your machine. You know, it's a different level of machining. So you know, it'd be a different set of, you know, more specialized equipment. Oh, a D20 made by the Craftsman Guild. I assume they do great work. But, like, I don't know. I'd love to do, like, I don't know. I already have, like, a billion side hobbies that could potentially be making me money if I worded them correctly. But woodworking is absolutely one of them. Drop dead, you said this feels so liberating. Take my love and run, never been fond of instigating. Take my love, oh, you took my love and then you left, called it your own. Yeah, you took my love and once you left, I should have known. Drop dead, you said this feels so liberating. Never been fond of instigating. No, take my love and run, you know I won't come back. Yeah, take my love and run, you know I won't come back. Grab my bag and break me into the ocean. Take my love and run, the roads in void of all emotion. Take my love, oh, break my heart, disintegrate it, what would be? Yeah, you took my love and heart as well, what's it to me? Drop dead, you said this feels so liberating. That rolls in void of all emotion. Whoa, take my love and run, you know I won't come back. Hold up, we can edit where these vertexes are? Oh, this is beautiful. Oh, this is so much nicer than my previous image editor. What a nice smooth curve on there. Oh, this point right here needs to come in. Ooh, not that far though. Give me this point. Get in line, sir. Thank you. Hi, Leah. Meteorite's a huge pain to work with. Well, depending on what the composition of the meteorite is, it's either really fiddly when you try and machine it because it work hardens, or if it's a stone meteorite, it gets really powdery and it gets really brittle and fiddly. But understandably, like, the machining costs alone on meteorite. Oh, heck, you need to go be a real human person? Well, go do that. Have fun being a real human person. I'll still be here unless it takes you a whole hour. Yeah, dice can get really, really extravagant. I don't know. The only thing I really haven't done with woodworking, returning to an older topic, is I haven't really done any lathing, and it's something that I really find interesting. Because it's you can get a lot more. You're very constricted to geometric shapes when you're working with a saw, right? You have to work with angles, and if you want any kind of bevel or smoothness, you have to like do some routing or like sanding. You can't. It's a lot easier to get specific elegant curves out of a lathe than it is out of any other tool. Is there any more of this tape left? No? We're gonna flip it over again. Maybe not again. We might just be on the B side. Oh yeah, we're just on the B side. Yeah, cool. Much for moonlit skies, I never winked back at fireflies. But now that the stars are in your eyes, I'm beginning to see the light. I never went in for afterglow or candlelight on the mistletoe. What am I making? I am making a set of Dungeons and Dragons dice. I am currently editing some images together. Well, I'm actually adding things to my Dungeons and Dragons dice. I'm currently setting up some images for, standard dice roll, standard face number dices, so that I can, dices, ooh, that's good English. Standard face number dice, so that it can display something other than just, like, a list of numbers when you roll. Lantern sign, I never saw rainbows in my wine. Where's the bit cup? Hey, bit cup, come back. See the light. You'll have to excuse my singing, by the way. I have a tape going in the back. I'm on a 3... Oh, no, they're computerized dice. I could, in theory, 3D print the things that I took these pictures of. I actually have a set of 3D models that I got these screen grabs from. But these are actually computerized dice. I'm a programmer. I think I might have mentioned that in a few streams by now. And these are actually, they run on JavaFX, if you know what that library is. If you don't, it's like a subcategory of the programming language Java that lets you make nice graphical interfaces for people to click and type in. So they don't have to write things into the command line, which is kind of intimidating to the modern user. Which is interesting because, like, yes, I know the GUI is, the graphical interface has been standard since, Windows 98, or Windows 95 rather. Did you know that's why they skipped directly over, they skipped from Windows 8 to Windows 10 because they didn't want people Googling problems with Windows 9 to find, like, Windows 95 answers, and they go, huh, you are a programmer too, but not a 3D modeling type of programmer. I'm not a 3D modeling type of programmer either. Oh wait, Edekai, you're a web developer, right? I know I bumped into somebody in a stream the other day who was a web dev. But yeah, JavaFX isn't really exactly industry standard anymore. It's kind of old. I picked it up in college, and it's the only GUI library that I've really sat down to learn. So, but yeah, I didn't model these dice. I got the models off of. Oh, you program hardware, huh? So you do like circuit design and stuff? That's so cool. I learned like the bare minimum to pass a class in college for that, but it was such an interesting field. I still have a circuit modeler actually. I actually planned on using the circuit modeler to model redstone circuit. Oh, you're an embedded engineer. Okay. That's really cool though. Uh, Hardware's not my strong suit, but it's really neat to see people, make stuff on that end of things. I'm just a lucky guy that gets to use what you make essentially. And I think I still have my circuit diagrammer on here because I wanted to use it for redstone diagrams because it's actually it's a really nice circuit the standard IEEE circuit diagrams are really pretty easy to read honestly as soon as you sort out what's what. I don't know, it's really cool what people can pull off with just computers are neat, man. you know. But yeah, if you're curious where I'm getting my music, it's out this boy, and there's a link to the playlist that's in my ears right now on the Discord, which sure does exist. Discord. It exists. There's an invite link. It's pretty laid back in there. Usually, it's mostly just me testing this and that a lot, and there is a automated system that shouts about YouTube uploads in case you're worried about YouTube not actually telling you that I've uploaded things, which I've found can be a surprisingly common problem. Anyway, back to selecting dice out of a photo. Honestly, I'm kind of curious how much work it would be to design some edge detection software to do this for me, but also then I'd have to sit here and watch my laptop struggle with machine learning data sets, and I don't know that I want to do that, and I don't want to pay for an Amazon EC2 instance, Oh, this is not going to look like what I want it to at all. But I'm putting plenty of points in here so we can smoothen things quite a bit after the fact. Time to be alive. I'm gonna put plenty of points in here so we can smoothen them later, and then he didn't put any points right here. Okay, you guys need to come out a little ways. Ooh boy, an emo song. Forgot I had this in here. Oh, this must have been on the Stinger. There's no way I would have listened to this normally. There's a splinter in my hand, but I'm not complaining. Slowing my shoulder, your voice is making, giving up empty. Here we are to do now. You can listen in time with Spotify. People in groups can listen to each other, what they're listening to. Oh, that's funky. Oh, that must have been a nightmare to program. Just keeping track of, keep up the good work. I'm getting ready for bed and want to stop in and say hi because it's been a while. Yeah, it's usually a hot minute when you, between when you drop in at Kye, but I'm always glad to see your face in here. I'm always glad to see anybody come back into the igloo. Have some good sleep. Thanks for dropping by. Feel free to come by any other time. Hopefully it's more interesting next Wednesday when we actually get back to programming. Oh, that's interesting. See, if I used Spotify, that would be really nice because then I could have music in my ears and you all could be hearing it, but I would be able to mute my I'd be able to mute my system audio so the stream wouldn't get destroyed by copyright strikes. Oh yeah, that's fair. It is easy. It is easier to drop in on a stream when you're not streaming yourself. Can confirm. That's why I have such trouble keeping up with anybody on Twitch that I follow, because I tend to stream at the same time as everybody else. What'd you miss? That's not David Diggs' voice. You missed screaming about programming, and also the fact that apparently Spotify can like mesh itself in with Discord and make it so that people can hear what music you're playing. Which I'm kind of tempted to like get Spotify on my computer so I can have music in my ears that you two can listen to if you'd like. I don't know, I kind of like the idea of that just because then it's like optional music in the stream, because I know some people dig having a background music in the stream and some people don't. Oh, can I write Spotify bots? Oh man. Or can I like set up some kind of Spotify thing that like lets the viewers suggest songs to be in my ears? Oh, I have the worst ideas. Why do I have the most complicated ideas? Gosh dang it. Does Spotify have an API? Dang it. Can Alexa send me a reminder? Hang on. 1 second. What time is it? Alexa, remind me in 45 minutes to check about Spotify API. There we go. Now she will remember for me. I mean, the SL bot kind of does that. You can just use that. Oh, the Streamlabs bot. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the Streamlabs bot. I don't know. I'll look into it. I used to use my Streamlabs bot to play music suggested by the chat before the ban wave. Fair. I don't know. And, like, honestly, like, if I don't have to care what's being played on stream, if it's just being played in parallel to stream, y'all can put whatever you want in a suggestion, you know? That's part of why I didn't want to do music suggested by the chat, because then I'd have to moderate every song choice, you know? Because I try to keep it, you know, nice and family friendly around here. But if it's just playing in parallel to the stream, like, that's no big deal. Like, yeah, you would have to go out of your way to listen to, you know, any music that had been playing during the stream, so it's not like I'm complicit. It's not like it's an integral part of the content, you know? Anyway, now that I've digressed again, let's chop out the dice. Listen, there's much less ham-fisted ways to do what I'm doing here. But I'm certainly... Wait, there are families here? Like children? No thanks? No, I just try to keep it PG around here, just so, like... You know, I just remember, like, early internet having to, like, always be looking over my shoulder, like, oh no, is it okay if I watch this? And I want to provide a content zone for people to not have to worry about. You know. It's just the vibe I like to go for. This is the third D4 option, so D4 rolling a 3, option 3 small, and then we low halo scale the layer. Yo, listen up, here's a story about a little guy that lives in the blue world, and all day and all night, and everything he sees is just blue. Like him, inside and outside, blue his house with the blue little window and the blue Corvette, and everything is blue for him and himself and everybody around, 'cause he ain't got nobody to listen. I'm blue, dabba dee dabba da, 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 dabba dee dabba da. Yeah, you're not even allowed that. It's PG, not PG-13. And you would blow that charge pretty early. I know you, hon. You are very forcefully moderating yourself. Who, me? I'm like, why did I have to think about that? I'm 21. Well, either way, you got your answer. You got your question answered. You both of the people who are here answered the question. And all the trees are too. I have a girlfriend, and she is so blue. Blue are the people here that walk around. As I say and what I think. Blue are the feelings that live inside me. I'm blue, da-ba-dee, da-ba-da, da-ba-dee, da-ba-da, da-ba-dee, da-ba-da. Fair enough. Anyway, remove that layer, and the layer has been Jotun. Okay, next layer. Also, bless. I have moments of being the cutie TM. Have a blue house with a blue window. Is the color I thought that I wear. Blue are the winds and the trees are too. I have a girlfriend and she is so blue. Blue are the people here that walk around. Oh, bad. It's standing outside. You are the words that saying what I think. You are the feelings that live inside me. I'm blue, da-ba-dee, da-ba-da, 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 blue, da-ba-dee, da-ba-da, da-ba-dee, da-ba-da, da-ba-dee, da-ba-da, da-ba-dee, da-ba-da, da-ba-dee, da-ba-da, da-ba-dee. His house with the blue little window and the blue Corvette, and everything is blue for him and himself and everybody around, 'cause he ain't got nobody to listen. Blue, da-ba-dee, da-ba-da, 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 blue, da-ba-dee, da-ba-da, da-ba-dee. Oh, Nightbot. Yeah, Nightbot's a very particular boy. Oh, Nightbot. See, the problem with Nightbot is he gets to be the saltiest boy, and he deletes every message you say. I've tried to like dial down Nightbot some, like, hey dude, chill out, and it doesn't seem to stick very well. I don't know. He's a very particular boy, and I was trying to write myself a replacement, but the Twitch API I was using was not very good because it wasn't the official Twitch API. And, like, yeah, now I know I could write something using the official, yeah, last time you were here, almost everything you said got you frozen. Yeah, so I've tried to dial down Nightbot. He gets a little over exuberant. I'm sorry. He means well. He's just a little overzealous. Outside is just you and I couldn't love you more if I tried. It's crystal clear as we disappear, swimming in the moonlight. Look at me, do all my life. So many dreams of paradise. I was without a single word. We hold our time. It's perfect, and you and I are nothing tonight. Ooh, swimming in the moonlight. Swimming in the moonlight. Oh yeah, I know I could use the Streamlabs chatbot. I know it was very Canadian, sorry. What I was trying to say was, it was very rudely interrupted was night. I'm not the Canadian. I'm the American. Time is just you and I couldn't love you more if I tried. Crystal clear as we disappear, swimming in the moon. Oh yeah, you did bump into me through the I can't remember the branding he used, but the event I did with Baz. That was fun. We are both indeed in the America. Oh, good golly, Miss Molly. I am an old man. Ugh. Yeah. But you know what? America's a work in progress. It's always gonna be, always has been. You know. But that's my politics quota for the month, so. Oh, clear as we disappear, swimming in the moonlight. Oh, yeah. Outside is just you and I couldn't love you more. Love you more. Clear as we disappear, swimming in the moonlight. That's fair. Tyler does actually stream at normal times. I pick weird stream times usually. I know. I'm not that old, but I'm old. Do everything. Oh, that's what we were doing. We're on the low Halo scale. There we go. I stream at the weirdest. Yeah, you like. I think I stream at weird times. And then I look at when you stream, and like you really do stream at very strange times, darling. It's real late in the evening. Yeah, Ty looks a lot younger than he lets on. I think it's something about that baby face. He doesn't keep a beard, so he looks much younger. But like, trust me, if I were to ever shave this beard, which hope to heaven I don't, I would look like 12. Aspen can attest. They were probably the last person to see me properly sans beard, at least that has been in my stream chat with any degree of recency. What are you like? I'm like 12. What is this? Nice to meet you. Would you like to let me teach you all the ways I'd like to meet you from the back of the class? Oh, I did attempt to grow a beard when we were younger. I had that little Norville scruff. It looked atrocious. It's actually, I know, called out. I've been bopped. And it's actually visible in one of the first videos that I posted to the channel. Well, one of the first videos that was like with the current content model anyway. But I'm not going to tell you what series it was, so you can't put me on blast for my terrible adolescent beard. Oh, OBS, buddy. Yeah, that lags on my end. Oh, come on. Come on, buddy. Internet, please. Come on, buddy. Don't do this to me. Oh, there it goes. Do I have... Whose emotes do I have? I have Simps emotes right now, right? I do. This one. Yes, perfect. I forgot I subscribed to him the other day. I burned my Twitch Prime sub on Mr. Fimplesips, so I have all of the Bup boys. I have Bup. I got all these Bups. Look at all these Bups. Meme. When you dance, way that you dance. Past me, why did you turn the music down? That was the Tupperware Remix Party song that's on the tape playlist if you're curious as to what I was mouthing. Ooh, the Breath of the Wild song. Heck yes. I actually, I did something really neat when this song came out. I actually put together a karaoke track for this tune. It's unofficial, so it's not like the best thing ever. It's not like I went and got the stems and made a karaoke track, but like I bodged something together and I think it sounds pretty good. Like sure it doesn't cut out the rap track, but it's still good. Never mind what is going on. How did I... You're right. I do not need to be this close. I just get a little over eager about this things. Will you show me the way? Do not really be the lie. When I feel this afraid, open your eyes. You're the chosen one. From the fields to the mountains, to the rising sun. Even way there are no wall masters in the Breath of the Wild. Like I'm like a little ways. There are no Wolfos? Hold up, there are no Wolfos? Are you sure? There are wolves. Those are kind of Wolfos. Open your eyes, you're the chosen one. You're named by nature, this is your kingdom. We've been waiting for you for 100 years. Can you try to remember? No fun things, just Gerblin boys. There are plenty of fun things, but it does lean a little heavily into the Gerblin boys. You know, I'm not big on rap, but Youngtown definitely nails it sometimes. You know, just functionally the way rap works is not my vibe. It might be just because I'm the whitest guy on the block, but like, it's not my vibe. But I don't know. I really like, you know, the video game theme stuff that Youngtown's done. I don't. I mean, I don't really know, seeing as I've never actually played Breath of the Wild. You know, I really wish I could have done a series on Breath of the Wild, but I didn't want to get destroyed by Nintendo, so I can't, and I won't. You can rap select songs. I can do the wisdom portion of the Triforce rap from Youngtown, which, does that really shock anyone? To remember. Give me a rap song to learn in a day or two and I'll do it. Well, if you want me to give you a rap song, I just gave you a great option. Like, Luke goes real hard in the Triforce rap. I hope you know. It's real good. Ooh, this is a radio band. This is Whistles and the Bells. Mercy Please, I believe, was the track. Of course, y'all can't hear it unless you're listening to that Google Play playlist, but you could go Google it if you really felt the need. It's a good song. Also, I need water. Tell you what, before we start on this one, we are going to take a BRB, and I'm going to snag some water super quick. So I will be right back. Just a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more mercy, please. Just a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. All I need is just a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more mercy, please. I'm begging what you don't, I'm begging what you don't. I'll always be is just a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more mercy, please. Just a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. All I need is just a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more mercy, please. Begging what you don't. Because you don't always me. See, this is why I put. I need to quit leaning in. This is why I put so many points around the curves here, so I can do the exact thing I'm doing right now, which is kind of smoothing out the curve, just getting it a little more elegant. He said, and then immediately made it less elegant. Good job, brain. Who in the world is ringing my phone so many times? Oh, that's who. Glories of a smart watch, everyone. You can never not notice a message, except for when your phone doesn't tell you you get a message at all. Of which Aspen is very familiar with that phenomenon. Ooh, good song. I'm gonna stop with nowhere to go. Walking with a dead man over my shoulder. Waiting for an invitation to ride. Going to a party where no one's still alive. Waiting for an invitation to ride. Going to a party where no one's still alive. I was struck by lightning, walking down the street. I was hit by something last night in my sleep. It's a dead man's party. Who could ask for more? Everybody's coming. Leave your body at the door. Leave your body and soul at the door. Don't run away. It's only me. When you're stuck with nowhere to go, walking with a dead man, looking for an invitation to ride. I'm going with a dead man, in my last room and my time. When I say without either eye. Oh, I'm selecting the wrong layer, that's fine. Come to my door. And he says there's room for nearly just one more. I was struck by lightning, walking down the street. I was hit by something last night in my sleep. It's a dead man's party. Yeah, your hair has been noticeably longer than I think I've ever seen it. Your body at the door. It's not a bad look, though. I'm a fan. Don't run away, it's only me. Don't be afraid what you can't see. Don't run away, it's only me. Don't be afraid what you can't see. It's only me. Okay, we have the D4s out of the way. D6s should be just drop dead simple. And there's going to be a lot less per dice now. You know, the D6s should be just drop dead simple. They should be just squares. Well, if this is the longest it's been since you were like 10, then it's absolutely the longest I've seen your hair. Considering we both met in, what, sophomore year of high school for me? Am I going to make the dice pretty colors? No. If I'm going to make, you know, nice colored dice, these are just nice, like, one-tone dice just for my, program. If I'm going to make nicely colored dice, I'm going to make them physically. I'm not going to make them digitally. This is just for the aesthetic. Ask for more. Everybody's coming. Leave your body at the door. Leave your body and soul at the door. Don't run away. It's only me. Don't be afraid of what you can't see. Don't run away, it's only me. Don't be afraid of what you can't see. It's only me. It's only me. Only me. Only me. It's only me. Only me. It's only me. It's only me. Only me. Oh, dunk. I selected the wrong layer. We gotta do all that again. I was editing the wrong layer. You know, I'm a dingus. I could have done that to the could have done that from the top down. I'm a dummy. Oh well, but this one's a lot easier to handle than the, we just gotta get the rough idea of where we want the points. Another good jam. This is, The Spirit of Radio by Rush. And you'll know when he starts singing because I will too. Begin the day with a friendly voice, a companion unobtrusive. Plays that song that's so elusive, and the magic music make your morning mood. I was 14 when I met you? Hylia, we've come a long way. That's a long time. Our spirit ever lingers, and the man is contacting your head in solitude. Invisible airwaves crackle with life. Bright and tender, bristle with the energy. Emotional feedback on a timeless wavelength, bearing a gift beyond price, almost free. All this machinery making modern music can still be open-hearted. Not so fully charted, it's really just a question of your honesty, yeah, your honesty. One likes to believe in the freedom of music, but glittering prizes and endless compromises shadow the illusion of integrity, yeah. Visible airwaves crackle with life, bright and tan, I whistle with the energy. Emotional feedback on a timeless wavelength, bearing a gift beyond price, almost free. The words of the prophets were written on the studio wall. Concert hall. Wheels with the sound of salesmen. Of salesmen. Of salesmen. Yeah, I cannot keep up with that guitar solo. Neither with my guitar nor with my actual voice. You know. I don't know, this is somewhere along the line okay, I know why I started liking Rush, but it's like it's a good band. It's good jams. Oh, this is a real blast from the past. This is Surfs Are On Their Way by Michael Reed, I think is the name. Ugh. That's probably not right. But it is Surfs Are On Their Way. I haven't heard this in a billion years, man. The castles, all the vassals, all the kingdom is under attack. Surfs are on the way. The surfs are on the way. Uh-oh. Whoa. You mistreat them, in the thief them, rock them out, they don't have a say. No one voted, you're demoted, time to take the scepter away. Surfs are on the way. The surfs are on the way. your throne now. All the people are taking it back. In the castles, all the vassals, oh, the kingdom is under attack. Under attack, under attack. Surfs are on the way. Surfs are on the way. Surfs are on the way. On the way. Whoa. Uh-oh. Whoa. Hey. Shame the shame when he fell apart, and then took it up, and the time and I'm gonna say, please don't forget, just lay and wait, ran pain when he fell apart, and took it all up, and the time and back away, please don't forget. Then we're okay with the words of the captive mind. It's tried to leave the past behind, but switch spun slightly. They catch those likely to come back again. Please come back again. And the same that you've always been. And I took it all up in the game, but they were in. Then fall under and left away. Rain flame and you were in harder. Took it all up and they don't get it again. Take it all way up. On my birthday, read the words of the captive mind. Tried to leave the past behind. But slip spun slightly. They catch those likely to come back again. Please come back again. We're drifting slow. While I feel compelled. They'll push and pull, come back again, come back again. Look at all, come to the said, they come back it all up and then the levee, and the rustic beach. And I sing the sun shame and all apart, and joke up on the time again, don't forget. Just lay in wait, get the words of the captive mind, and tried to leave the past behind. Lips one slightly, they catch those likely to come back again. Please come back again. I gotta say, college was very formative in my music taste. Cause like, yeah, I was still working out, what I really dig in music when I was going into college and like leaving high school, I'd say. Cause like, my first year of high school, probably, well, No, it must have been. It was my sophomore year in high school, actually. Then, now that I think about it, smoke corrupting my lungs, diamond darkness, burning for sun. Lay your cloak and your dagger, you son of a gun. And when it touched me, made me shiver, made me feel like I was made of silver. Lift me up light as a feather, given in the world that's hyper-colored. Don't you know the power that you have, black and white, technicolor? Don't you know the power that you have? Now I can see. Don't have your angels in darkness clutching at me. Taken in the mountains now, suddenly. It's in me. And when he touched me, made me shiver, made me feel like I was made of silver. Me up light as a feather, living in the world that's hyper-color. Don't you know the power that you have, black and white, technicolor? Don't you know the power that you have? Don't you know the power that you have, black and white, technicolor? Don't you know the power that you have, black, white, technicolor? When he touched me, made me shiver, made me feel like I was made of silver. And when he touched me, made me shiver, made me feel like I was made of silver. And when he touched me, made me shiver, made me feel like I was made of silver. And when he touched me, made me shiver, made me feel like I was made of silver. Don't you know the power that you have, black and white, technicolor? Don't you know the power that you have? Don't you know the power that you have, black and white, technicolor? Don't you know the power that you have, black, white, technicolor? Oh shoot, it is 9 o'clock, isn't it? Let me just finish this last one and then we'll be done. Time is the thing you hang on the wall or wear upon your wrist. The past is far behind us. The future doesn't exist. Now back away from the monitor and go to bed. I will. This will take but mere moments. If only you had known me before the accident. For with that grand collision came a grave consequence. Receptors overloaded, they burst and disconnect. Now there with little feelings, please work with what is left. Hang on. Does that tape cut off in the middle of that song? I really hope not. It does. Well, I suppose that's that for the evening, folks. I'm going to end the stream here. We're to see who to raid and Betream. Thank you, Alexa. That's good of you. Anyway, we're going to between streams. I will check out whether it's worth it to use the low halo scale in this in the existing program, or whether I should keep them small and scale them up in a more elegant way. Matt is streaming. Cool. Yeah, Matt's playing Destiny, and that's looking like the only thing I really want to, except maybe have coordinated. But I'd much rather, give my viewers to someone I know. So we'll go say hi to Matt. Anyway, this has been a stream. This is a variety stream. Usually these are video games, but I was feeling in a makery mood, so we're doing some makery things while I find the next game to play. And I also do a stream on Friday nights called Paper Cuts, where I read a public domain book. What are we reading right now? I'm sure there's something we're reading right now that it's escaping me. And Frozen Tundra Finds is a thing that exists on Mondays on YouTube. And that's all. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Your vote for next game is Dream Daddy. We'll see. I'm tempted to do a Frozen Tundra Finds episode on Dream Daddy, but it's also a really good stream game. I don't know. We'll see. I'll cross that bridge when I get there. Let's go say hi to Matt. I hope you all have a great week. See you guys Friday.